Go Bucks, go Bucks. Go Bucks, go Bucks. First and goal, we gotta tough it out. Get in the end zone and call a hot route. O-line of beast, might win the streak and have Humphreys run right underneath. You know it's Bucks ball, we got the hardest D. Bring the pressure to the QB, you know it's routine. We got hard grease. Welcome to Tampa, welcome to Tampa. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Reppin' for my team. Go Bucks, go Bucks. You know we want the ring. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Welcome to the Bay. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Tune in with BUCnBLAKE. Bucks back, we can run a toss. Mike Evans looking like Randy Moss, and Jameis making play after play. On the defense, you can't stop Levante. On my boy McCoy, who you can't avoid. At the Raymond James, you about to feel the pain. If you a Bucks fan, make a lot of noise. If you a Bucks fan, make a lot of noise. Go Bucks, go Bucks.
Can you feel that thing that's oozing out your doggone hand? That thing that's beating your doggone chest right now. Can you feel that? Can you feel what's about to happen on this field?
Got a family in the feet, got a family in the feet. They depending on me, they depending on me.
Give you guys a few seconds, let it do its thing, and we'll see what goes on. Alright, let's get this thing rolling. Welcome back to another live stream of BUCnBLAKE Sports with your host, the one and only Mr. Buccaneer Blake himself. Now, let's see what we're going on here today. What's better than having 4 in a row? 5 in a row. I didn't think this would happen this way. I mean, I guess I kind of did. I just kind of remained humble. You know, Bucks win against the Saints 16-11 at home, another home win. They just team pulling it together, finding ways to win instead of finding ways to lose, coming up big, but the big plays when they're needed by, you know, people who was really fell by the wayside all season. Like I said, I'll get into that later. But right now I'm going to go to a new thing I'm going to call the tail of the tape. Ooh, tail of the tape. So here we go. The quickest 1 minute stat breakdown. Drew Brees, 25 of 41, 250 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. That is back-to-back weeks the #1 offense in the league and the 30th ranked defense in the league. He comes up with 3 picks, no passing touchdowns. Jameis Winston, 16 for 26, 184 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. I believe he is at 12 or 13 interceptions right now. He had 15 total last year. I think it's 15 or 17, and threw for 4,000 yards. He's still on track to throw for 4,000 yards. I think it's like 272 yards a game that he needs to reach 4,000, and with a lower margin of picks as well and more touchdowns. Saints offense, the Saints running game was really nothing. Who led the pack was Tim Hightower, 6 carries, 31 yards. Mark Ingram, 7 carries, 14 yards. Doug Martin, 23 carries, 66 yards, and 1 touchdown. Charles Sims, everybody keeps going on this thing about Doug Martin's average per game. There really is no running lanes. And the running lanes that he gets is he's finding it and getting these yards. And so everybody goes, well, you don't have a rushing. Like, you got to have running lanes to run in. Sorry about that. Success of a running back isn't always just because of himself. It's a cumulative thing that the offensive line has to lay blocks for the running back to get through, and the running back's job is to find these creases. Sometimes you just got to put your head down and go forward and find these yards, but that's just what happens. You got to do what you got to do to find yards, but it's not really him. It's like, yeah, you got paid. Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah, you got to get the yards. Yeah. I just think people find excuses, you know, to make. You know, and find something negative to throw out there, and even in something positive. Everything's working fine. You put Jacqueline Rogers in there. I think Sherrillis gave up a pitiful block, and he was stuffed in the backfield. Charles Sims couldn't really find no running lane. It's just not them. It's just that they're not opening up lanes right now. But they are pass blocking pretty well. A lot of those sacks, like Joe Holly was pissed off because they were looping and they were pulling Ali Marpet's shoulder to open up the lane so the guy can get through and get a sack. The refs aren't seeing it, and that's what's happening. Cameron Brate led the team in reception, 4 receptions, 47 yards. Mike Evans, 4 receptions, 42 yards. Willie Snead led the Saints, 6 receptions, 85 yards. I can't remember who exactly had sacks this game. Robert Ayers got a sack. And Keith Tandy. Let me give you this. That's not telling me. And Keith Tandy got an interception. Brent Grimes got another pick. And there's 3 picks. Brent Grimes, Keith Tandy, and Vernon Hargreaves got his first career interceptions against Drew Brees, a formidable opponent. Anyway, let's break down after the tail of the tape what my thought, Mike. That game we had everything going. I think it was like 13. It was 13-0 going into the second quarter, and then they punted the ball to us, and it hit him in the face, and he got to stuff that 1 yard line, the 1 inch yard line, which led to the safety, which led to the field goal, which then led to another field goal, which put the Saints up, 8-13 at that time. You gave kind of the Saints some momentum with that, putting ourselves in the hole, kind of driving ourselves up, trying to take the lead. And which got, luckily later on in the game, they could have took the lead down in my end zone, but Brandon Cooks, dropped the easy touchdown pass that slipped through his arm and hit the ground. We didn't have to come back and form a game-winning drive. We just sustained the lead the whole game. We've been lately in games that we should be beating people badly. We get stalled around the 40-yard line, I guess, with penalties and I guess like poor play calling or I'll just call it poor execution. We're slowing ourselves down instead of blowing people out and having more comfortable wins. I think we're just playing conservative a lot. Now, I guess that's a good thing, and it's a bad thing right now. It's a good thing. I told you I always like playing to win, not playing not to lose. So, I mean, it's a catch-22. You get crucified either way. But it is what it is. So let's move on. Defense is playing well. From those 2 games, we gave up 1,000 yards, and a bunch of touchdowns. They're pulling themselves together. They're playing like a family, one heartbeat, one team, one dream. The culture is changing, and I think a lot of it has to do with your commander-in-chief, your quarterback, which I knew this would happen eventually. Jameis is a winner, always been a winner, a team player, and he's going to continue to do that, and he's going to try to bring this team together instead of spread us apart with individuality and individual stats. I had to say that at the game before. People were like, oh, Mike Evans, he ain't doing that. I could care less about individual stats. I care about winning. I said, Mike Evans may not have made any catches for touchdowns, but he did set us up for the touchdown. They got the pass interference call on the 1 yard line. That's a catch to me. That made a difference that helped us score. He was able to beat the corner badly and got held. That's a catch to me. He moved the ball without catching the ball. Moving the ball, was a basketball, making plays without having the ball in your hand. It's the same thing. You got to be able to do that. And that's what I tell you about rolling coverages, and Cameron Brate and all the other guys got to come through when they need to come through. That's what they need to do. I always say, I'm trying to stop saying, Yeah, Brent Grimes, Keith Tandy, and Vernon Hargreaves picks. All in all, it was a division game. You never know which way they're going to go. I'll get to that. I'll get to that later. You never know which way you're going to go in division games because it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. Because you play each other so much, you know each other so well, and it's just the way it goes. Man, this is going to be a tough one this week. I think I'm going to have 2 this week for the breaking point. I think it was a substantial part in that. Like I said, when the Bucs are now still tied for first place. I'm not sure if Atlanta holds the edge over us or not. It probably has to be with conference wins because we both share division one apart with each other. We lost and they lost to us, and we both lost at home. Not sure that don't mean anything, but we're both 8-5. Closest opponents are 5-8, New Orleans and Carolina. We play Dallas next Sunday night. I won't be there. It'll be Sunday night. Looking forward to watching it. Looking forward to see where we stand. We've been pretty good against the run. Dallas rely on the run and play action fakes much like us and moving the ball. So I'm interested to see how the game goes. A lot of people know my distaste for the Cowboys. It's not really Cowboys. It's your owner I really don't like. A lot of the Dallas Cowboy fans are now coming out the woodwork. They've been quiet for so long, 7 winning seasons out of 20 years. Stephen A. likes to always point out. A lot of Cowboys fans still believe the 90s. I put this up there with the discussions. Dallas Cowboys was a team that I don't believe will keep a black man as their face of their franchise. And that's just not, and I've said this years before, except now I'm going live stream on social media and saying this stuff. I've said this before, I just don't ever see that happening. I don't know. I just don't ever see it happening. Just, a black man being the face of the franchise in Dallas. And then in Dallas, I think they tried it. I think Quincy Carter was maybe a fill-in at that time. Grant being he had his own issues and Jerry had to let him go. Maybe that's why they never really tried to go back to that. I don't know. He tried to open up and become Modern Times, pick up a person of color and try to do that. And his name is Dak Prescott, not something America might accept. Eddie, he's not technically a franchise quarterback. He's filling in. So as Jerry Jones says, his words, not mine. Filling in, and I kind of see a bitter, like I said, I kind of see like a bitter-sweet thing with Jerry. Jerry cannot take out Dak Prescott for the simple fact he will be tore up in social media and everywhere for letting him out, taking him out and putting Romo in. He'll be tore up, especially if they lose another game behind that. And I know the wishy-washy Cowboys fans will have something to say every game. It gets annoying. Like I said, I know what a Buccaneers fan I know what it's like for any fan. Before I get on to that discussion, let me finish the Buccaneers game before we go on to that Dallas topic and all the other two topics I wanted to talk about. We'll go into this segment of the breaking point. The breaking point in the game, I have to say two things. I said, one, again, for 2 weeks in a row, Keith Tandy seals the game and is the breaking point of the game. The other breaking point in the game is Max Unger. Max Unger, Jacksonville Jaguars punter that they drafted over Russell Wilson in the 3rd round, that was still many years ago, is killing it. Dropping those balls inside the 5-yard line, and Josh Robinson as well coming down and stopping those down there. Those are the 2 parts in the game that I thought made a difference. Special teams and defense as well. And Keith Tandy came up to a Shiano guy that I actually liked. So, Doug Martin's a Shiano guy too. So, that's it for us Bucs. So let's go into the other stuff. Jerry Jones would lose his team going with Romo. I don't know. I really don't know. Those are the answers I don't have. Edward, I saw you earlier. Yeah, we get to play you guys and all that. But Dak is not the franchise quarterback. That's why I said you have to understand what I'm saying. You can't just put a guy in, oh, yeah, that's our franchise quarterback. No, he's not your franchise quarterback. You have no money invested in him. He's not the face of your franchise. He's not franchise tagged. He's not your franchise quarterback. I said it's just funny to me that people are so quick to go ahead and say he's your franchise quarterback because he won so many games in a row. Mind you, he just lost the game. And these same fans are saying that you need to go back to Romo because he lost a 10-7 divisional game to the New York Giants and he didn't play as well. Okay. Like, you guys are so wishy-washy from week to week. Football doesn't work like that. Matchups are different and things like that. It's just you just change back and forth. Oh, it wasn't good this week. Let's go back to that. Like, who does that? I mean, maybe you. That's why you don't coach. But they were just already on him about losing that game because he didn't play well. And like I said, I kind of think it's a bittersweet thing. Jerry can't do that because, like you said yourself, Dan, I think some of the team might be subjected to that, and I think the fans will be, that you want to go back, especially if you don't win, because everybody right now is on the high horse. Yeah, he faced 2 back-to-back defense. The NFC East is tough right now. Like I said, all in all, it's just what it is. It's a total thing. It's your quarterback isn't always the reason why you win and lose games. Like people fumbling the ball, people not making a catch when you're supposed to catch, people giving up busted coverages. Like your quarterback can't control that. I said your quarterback can control where he puts the ball when he needs to put the ball in situations, when he's supposed to. But otherwise than that, you can't control fumbles. You can't control all things like that. He'll keep calling me. I'm trying to do a live stream. But yeah, that's what I think. I think the teams like that, I think the Cowboys, I think Indianapolis Colts, and I think Green Bay. If you check my page and that conversation I put up about that, my buddy Andrew Deason put up a whole thing about, teams that tried out black QBs and teams that, drafted them or had, I don't know. Like I said, I can't really call it racism. I'm not calling it that. It's just, that's the way it's happened. Maybe long story short, the longevity of it, like everybody's going to be mixed pretty much. If you really want to go back to your roots, there's pure blood people. Everybody will be mixed eventually, and we'll kill this racism thing. Or then again, I won't know anyway, because some people, like as they do it in the Latin communities now. You are all Dominican, but you think you're better than somebody because your skin is lighter than your uncle's skin, and you both are same blood related. Just your skin ended up darker. Like the whole thing of that just disgusts me, and I get really emotional about it because it's stupid. I'm talking about racism and just the color pigmentation of people, how you think you're this instead of that. Whatever. It's like I said, I really don't want to get into that because that stuff really makes me angry. And the presidential election let people know that there still is a racial divide between people, the way you see each other. Like I said, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not racist, I'm not all that, but you don't have to physically say that you're racist to act a certain way. If you judge somebody, I'm a big black dude. I get judged all the time. Like I said, I don't wear my pants. I put up a thing about when I went to a thrift store and I was racially discriminated against in the store just for being black. Everybody else will know me. I don't wear my pants off my behind. I don't do none of that. I went to school. I work in the law enforcement field, and that's just the way things are. I guess it's just what it is. I guess. But whatever. There's just things I just thought about always. It's just like, damn, I've never seen a black QB, a black man on this roster before. I just thought about it. I don't think it'll ever happen. Like I said, it's not because of race. I've watched football for so long, I just never seen it happen. He's a rookie, has to put in 3 years, just like Russell Wilson has 3-year contract. Yeah, Russell was there. He was the starter for all 3 years, but we don't know if Dak's going to be the starter for all 3 years because Eddie, I told you about Jerry Jones, is an idiot. Jerry Jones is an idiot. Jerry Jones is an idiot. He thinks he knows everything. He thinks he knows how to build franchises. He gets involved way too much with his team sometimes because I guess he wants the glory. He's a selfish man. He's a selfish man. And him being selfish has cost you all these playoff games in the past. Yeah, Russell had a 3-year contract, but we're not talking about Russell Wilson. And that's a story that, nobody thought about. Russell Wilson played well. Well, so much like Dak Prescott. Russell Wilson played well, and they told him he'd be nothing but a career backup. Max Unger was a better pick than Russell Wilson. But that all stories in the past. But I'm not talking about him, Dak Prescott's future. I like Dak Prescott. You're not gonna get an argument out of me out of that. I'm just talking about faces of franchise. I know I'm kind of going on a limb saying this about Dallas Cowboys right now, and they have a black man starting as the quarterback. But I still stand strong for what I said. I really don't think it's going to end up that way. I really don't think Dak Prescott is going to finish the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, your face of your franchise, America's team. I really don't think so. I'm going to stand by that decision. Well, that's my opinion. It looks good right now. You're all riding the coattails. You're all riding the train right now. because you're winning. So right now it sounds really good to you. Let him lose a playoff game. Let him lose the last 3 games. Will you be saying the same thing? See how your opinion changes just that fast? That you'll sit up here and argue with me week in and week out when he's doing something that benefits you. Now if he's losing, all of a sudden, oh, now he's not your franchise quarterback. Now what I'm saying has validity, what it's saying. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying that while he's winning, because that's the way I believe it will be. It's just some things, as much as things change, they stay the same. That's what I believe. And it's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Hey, whatever. Jerry Jones changed his ways. He wants to have a guy's franchise. It happens. Whatever, it happens. Green Bay could bring in a black man play quarterback. I'd be wrong. I just don't think it'll happen. Just with history besides it. I've been riding since the 3rd grade with my dude. Oh, you talking about Dak? I was good. I mean, if you know him personally, like I said, you're not going to get... Wait, who are we talking about here? We talking about Jerry Jones, or are we talking about Dak Prescott still? Like I said, Edward, you're not going to get an argument out of me out of Dak Prescott. I like Dak Prescott. I knew about Dak Prescott before his DUI situation, and everybody totally forgot about the man. Oh, Dallas. Yeah, I'm not talking about, your commitment to the team either. I'm just saying, I just don't think that will happen. If you've been riding with them since the 3rd grade, you know as well as I do, you haven't seen any color coming under center in Dallas since Quincy Carter. And like I said, it's just, much as things change, they stay the same. That's just what I think. Not because of racial, this, that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, maybe that's just the way it is, and that's just the way it goes. I don't know. Some people might have a different opinion about it. Some people might think it's because, Indianapolis, it's a predominantly white area or whatever. There's a lot of racism in Indiana. I don't know. I'm not getting it all to the geographical neighborhoods and all that about the team. I'm just saying that's just the way it's been. I don't think it'll change. What was the other one? Oh, Bucs 5 in a row. Hopefully it'll be 6. He beat Dallas. It'll be surprised. He stopped the run game and can contain Dak Prescott. You might have a chance of winning. Boy, don't turn the ball over. Doors open anyway. That's always my motto. Create turnovers and don't create turnovers, and you win games. Dallas is doing the thing right now. I've got nothing negative to say. You building on the forefront, offense and defensive line is where you win championships, my friend. It ain't receivers, it ain't corners, it ain't big money, this, that, and the third. It's the front 7, man. Like I said, I said that earlier, Dan. Saints were the #1 offense in the league. You held Breeze to 3 interceptions and no touchdowns, and made that offense look like a mediocre college team. You bend, but you didn't break, and you came up with picks. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it's just my opinion. I don't wish nothing against them. I think your team, Eddie. Well, I'm not gonna say the team. I think the up and ups want Dak to fall to his expectations better than I do, if that makes sense. They want, like Jerry Jones want and Tony Romo want Dak to live up to his expectations so Tony Romo can play. What I mean by expectations is a 3rd round draft pick, a guy who wants to get a DUI and hurt his draft stack. I'm talking about that, so Tony Romo they can plan out the plan that they have for Tony Romo, and Tony Romo can get the praise for what he's done with this team or whatever, even though he wasn't a part of the whole winning anyway. I just think that's the way he wants it to end up, and he keeps bringing up Tony Romo playing when you shouldn't even be talking about Tony Romo playing as of right now. With the way the success in the team is formulating, the continuity the team is having, and I just think you should leave well enough alone. You were riding with the wins, now you ride with the losses too. Now you just only ride on the high rises. It's the way people think, just irritates the hell out of me. I said you ride with the wins, but you won't ride with the losses. I said, depending on how the losses is looking like, it's like, oh man, it's just like you played a good defense. They have Dominique Rodgers, Kamari, and Janoris Jenkins at corner. You didn't play any slouches. I think the person since he's got paid was Des Bryant. He just dropped off. His attitude's changed. He's not the same guy. You're not hungry. And that's just what I think. But I appreciate you guys showing up. I knew some Dallas Cowboys fans would come up. I'm sure I'll have more comments later on. Talking about Dallas and the Bucs game. Dallas usually always gets the best of us, except for, when we played Castle here at home. It was a 10-7 win or a 9-7 win that we got against Dak is a number 2 at best. Whatever, I don't know. I don't know how to turn out, but it should be a good game. Got moved to primetime Sunday. Bucs don't usually fare well on primetime games, but if you keep a good game plan, keep the turnovers low, and play as a team, play as a unit, everybody hold each other accountable, I think things will turn out a lot better. I'm wearing my Hornets hat because the Hornets are playing right now against Indiana. Need them to get this win, stay first in the division. Yeah, like I said, there's not much to go in about when there's a win. And they're rolling right now. Just leave well enough alone and let well enough keep doing its thing. And looking forward to playing against Dallas Cowboys at their high point. Right, well, they're at a loss right now, so we're at a 5-game win streak. Either we can snap it or Dallas can go back on the winning streak. Go back to winning. We'll see what happens. One game at a time, one play, one practice at a time. And I'll end this. Cavs blew them up. It was a good game. They came back. They couldn't finish the game at the end. LeBron James usually gets the best of us. Then again, LeBron James gets the best of most of everybody. But they stood in there and fought like champs. Well, then that's how we always do. You're the master of everything you do with your life. What you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys for everything. I'll post this up on YouTube later with my intro and all that stuff. Thanks as always, guys. Be safe. God bless.
And we still East Coast. Yeah. Whoa. You already know it's good morning. It's Snoop Boy scaring niggas like a Ouija board. Seeing is believing, honestly, I can't see you boys. Best to debate. I roll up and blow my verses away. They wanna know how I do it, they've been lurking for days. Still haven't figured a nigga out. Smoking out on the couch with real niggas, man, I feel like a scout. Cause all I do is trap bitches, train them up for you niggas. They come back every day and say they done with you niggas. I talk a lot of shit, but mean it in the best way. I don't fuck with you niggas, I read you like an x-ray. I can see a lot of bitch in you from your display. Watch the nuke drop from above versus DK. Your body like Miley Cyrus, nobody's a zombie virus. Mind you, I'm just a pirate, smoking get high like pilots. Man, a couple grand, I bury them in the sand. Son of Saddam, I'm bombing on niggas like it's Iran. Swoosh, yeah. I feel like Nike gave me a deal. I'm on the road, just cruising like 4 wheels. I'm a flywheel made of indestructible steel. My power can't be controlled. I'm undertaking your soul. My chokehold sick like catching a cold. Got that medication, good weed, we redefine gravitation. OG, I take off with no hesitation. I'm stacking up while you hating. And most women love me like fornication. I feel I'm real. I was on 22nd and late with the steel and some mold. Saw the cops had to go. 40 seconds later, niggas rolled up, said you know. Snub nose to my dome, I was sweating the cold. Damn, I lost all my shit. My girl said get a grip, I lost all my grip. No hooks, nigga, look, if you leave your shit, I'ma take what you left, my 16s or this. It don't take much just to get your chick to strip, but that's another story. Had her on them blues, now I call her Dory. I'm on the corner with a 40 in a new category, it's new. Blow up the city and rebuild it. TV fitted, you know I killed it. Saw the house, the shit just got real and we just filmed it.